I draw at least 2 hours a day. It's not that I have this rule in my mind, I just do it. And just to give you an example, see these are a bunch of my little drawing books. I'll go to, what's the name of that bookstore that we go to? I go to Borders, and they have these things for about, they have these for like $7 or $8. And I'll go through one of these in about 2 months, and then I go buy another one. And some people think I'm irreverent, but for example, when I go to church, I'm usually on about the 4th row, and I'm sketching who's up there at the pulpit. If I'm at a meeting, I'm just drawing everybody who's there. Part of it is, well, it takes me back when I was in high school. I'd get in trouble. The teacher would come up with a ruler and go, bam! Quit drawing and pay attention. But she didn't realize I couldn't pay attention unless I was drawing. And so I have all of these things and many, many more. And I just draw all the time. Let's see. I think this might be one that I'm working in right now. But for example, I was flying back from California a couple of days ago. What do? I sit in the plane, I pull out the little magazine in the front, find people in it, and I'm drawing them. So, you know, I just constantly. And it is so fulfilling to me. You know, Noreen's a pianist, and she'll play, people come up to her and say, oh, I wish I could play just like you. And she'll say, yes, all you had to do is start playing by the time you're 5 and taking piano lessons and practice, take college courses, major in music. Then maybe you'll play like me. But they think they can watch that PBS show and learn how, you know. Well, you know, it's kind of the same thing with your art. People come up to you and say, oh, I wish I could do pastels just like you. Well, how long have you been doing it? So it's a matter of practicing. And if you practice and get enjoyment out of it, and just you'll find that you really improve. And I've found as I look through my books, I look at one for 4 or 5 years ago and think, ooh, I do a lot better than that now. And if you get to the point where you don't enjoy it, you know, you need to back off a little bit. Now, I just wanted to show you. Now, I am going to demo some stuff. I just wanted to talk to you just for a minute, because I know you're getting hungry. And I hope you ordered lots of anchovy pizza. By the way, I'm kidding on that one. I love to do portraits. From the time I was a little kid, I used to pull up the stool in the bathroom and stand up by the mirror and try and draw myself. And then when I was about 12, I remember drawing myself and my little brother, and then I showed it to my mother, and she looked and, oh, that's great, and says, oh, that's terrible, because I had put mustaches on us. But anyway, I was glad one day when I could actually grow a mustache. That happened at about age 26. But, you know, when I was in 8th grade, I'd look in the mirror and see if some of that peach fuzz was growing. And then I'd heard if you shaved it off, it would grow faster. And I'd sneak into my dad's electric razor and hope no one heard me. But it never worked. Well, anyway, here are some examples of portraits and so forth. I have, this is New Pastel. Now, those of you who do pastel know about New Pastel. But that's basic. It's kind of like a charcoal, but it's colored. And that's some ugly coot there. But anyway, that's using that. And then the other day I was bored and I sat down in front of the mirror and got out my colored New Pastels for a few minutes and did that scary guy. This lady is a graduate, was a graduate art student. She's from Shanghai, China. And she and my son were graduate art students at Miami University. And I was able to do her portrait. And this one's my favorite portrait I've done.
It's wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I wanted to say something for any of you who've been in shows or entered a show and you feel like you're kind of ignored or whatever, one thing I want to say is you never ever take it personally. Keep in mind it's the judge. All judges have different, and I heard you talking about that. But this was in, I entered this in the state fair, and then I walked in, it didn't have a darn thing on it, not a honorable mention or anything, and I felt kind of sad because I'd really worked hard. Then I went home, thought, well, phooey on that, and someone called me on the phone and says, oh, congratulations, you got this big ribbon, blah, blah, blah. What are you talking about? I did not. Went back in, and I'd gotten the Governor's Choice Award, which was a real fancy big ribbon, and it was hung in the Governor's Mansion when the O'Bannons were there. And then they had a special reception there. It was really neat because Judy O'Bannon told me how it was so wonderful. She'd walk by every day, thought it was so great. She liked the Chinese woman with the chopsticks. Well,
oh yeah, one chopstick.
yeah, it's a chopstick. But anyway, so
I didn't even know that's a painting.
but anyway, it was fun. Now, another thing, I have really picked up on drawing with a ballpoint pen. And people think I'm so weird that I'll do that, but you know how I always just sit down and just start drawing. While I was waiting, I was out in the car drawing myself in the mirror. So you know, here's this picture from here. You know, this guy here is I don't know if you can see him or not. This is done with a ballpoint pen. Whatever. Now, I wanted to tell you. Do you want me to hold this up so you can see a little better? How many?
Is it black ballpoint pen?
No, it's just a Bic.